How's it been these last few weeks? Does it feel like they just assimilated really easily and you guys have been having a good time?
Yeah, I mean they've been doing great. They've seemed to be fitting in really well, which is good. It's been fun for us. I think the whole team's kind of feeling ready to kind of take the next steps here after these next 10 games and not overlook those. But I think we're excited to see what's coming here in the future.
Yeah. How much of a challenge, or how much are you guys conscious of that? Like, the playoffs are right around the corner, so I'm sure you guys want to make sure you get proper rest and are as healthy as possible. But coach talks about we haven't clinched yet. We want to make sure that we're in the best position. So, like, what is that dynamic like for you?
For me personally, I'd rather play and just keep going and keep momentum going and feel as good as you can going into the playoffs. I mean, it's a slippery slope, I'd say, to kind of play the rest game. I don't know. You want to be as sharp as you can, I guess, going into game one, and I think that's the goal for every team. And yeah, we put ourselves in a pretty good spot, but I think we want to go and kind of hit on all cylinders. So that's most important.
How much do you factor in that you might wind up obviously playing Pitt out again tomorrow? I mean, how much do you take out of this game?
Yeah, I mean it's an important game, like for sure. I think even just to separate us even more in the standings, it's a 4-point game. I mean, there's a decent chance we end up playing them. So it's there's definitely some tone setting. It's I wouldn't say it's just your average regular season game.
So you think there's carry, like you guys playing well against them in the regular season could have carryover if you see them down the line?
Yes and no. Obviously, the playoffs are a different animal. Everything's kind of out the window at that point. It's fresh, but yeah, I mean, you want to have a good feeling against a team or an opponent. You feel like you play well against them, or you can string together some games. That's something that's good to have that confidence in your back pocket.
What did you think of Schneider's impact on the game last night? It seemed like the game turned after that hit and that fight, and then I mean, he took two guys out because another guy hit him and then didn't come back in the game either. So what did you make of Schneider's?
Yeah, it's a huge impact on the game. I think just how the game started, and then he does that, and they end up with a killing penalty, and we end up scoring. That changed the game. So it's definitely a big impact. I think that's something that players feel and see. I'm not sure it necessarily shows up in the stats all the time, but that's a huge play in a game and a big momentum swinger. It's really good to see out of him, and it's I don't know, it's fun to see him kind of evolve before our eyes.
Did you know he had that kind of fight in him?
Yeah, I've heard.
Oh.
Never seen it, but now I've seen it. So yeah, I knew he always had it in him.
He seems like such a nice kid.
He is nice. Most people are nice till you cross him, but
Yeah.
no, I mean he's always had that little bit of an edge to his game here, and then even before he got here, I think that's something that we've known about him.
Kreider called him Baby Trouba, right? So how do you view that? I mean, is that something that you kind of? I mean, do you see this? Do you see the similarities as well? And are you flattered by it? I mean, how do you feel about it?
I do. I don't know if it's flattering. I think it just means I'm getting old. But no, anything I can do to help him if he sees similarities in our game and he has any questions or anything I see that I can help him with, that's what I want to do. It's fun to watch him grow and evolve, like I said, and if there's anything I can do along the way to help him, I think he knows that, and that's kind of what I look forward to most in helping him grow as a player and a person.
How have you seen him grow recently?
I think just more comfortable and confident. I mean, any rookie that comes in is kind of feeling their way a little bit. He's always had a great attitude. He's always has a smile on his face. But just watching him get more comfortable, I think, in front of everyone and in his play, and now he's walking around shirtless all the time. That kind of stuff.
Being in the position that you guys are, just what's your pulse on the confidence of the team right now?
Good. I think it's a situation not a lot of us have been in the past, so I think it's something that we're learning through a little bit together. But I think it's good. I think the additions we made have been great. I think some guys internally that have been here that have been playing really well lately. And like I said, it's just about getting everything rolling and peaking at the right time.
Jaden, what have you noticed in your time with Igor about, he just seems to like hold himself to a really high standard. Is that fair? Like, what have you noticed about his drive?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what makes him so good. I think coming here my first year with Hank, I've never seen anything with how Hank carried himself and worked and all that on the ice. And Igor was right there next to him, watching him do it. And honestly, I see a lot of similarities in the way they prepare, how they practice, the intensity they have. I bet you can ask anybody in that room knows Igor doesn't like to lose. So just having that edge and that competitiveness, I think, is something that sets him apart. I think he's just next level.
He talked to us last night after the game, and he did admit that he had been frustrated, and he doesn't like to lose and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys see that? Does that rub off on you guys? I mean, what is that like to be around him when he's that way?
I mean, no one
Yeah.
likes to lose, I would say, at this level, but I mean, it's good to be around for sure. I think you play so many games throughout the year, throughout a couple seasons. It doesn't get stale, I would say, but it's nice to always have that fire and someone who's there who's always, every time, look, we're going to win this thing, or it's not good enough. And that's the message that I've seen consistently with him, which is a good message to have around the room and around an organization. And he also, it's not just words for him. I think he puts in the work on the ice, off the ice, the preparation. He does whatever he can to help the team win, and when that doesn't happen, he's not happy. And that's honestly, that's a great quality to have in any player, but especially a goalie.